Hi. Kosav Sheris Yosef, Receive Mishnah. Those following on the screen, it is the second column. It says Kosav Sheris Yosef. Any two things it says in the Mishnah together in the juxtaposition, I should say. So that's kind of logical. We have two things in the same Mishnah. Hopefully they have something to do with each other. Perhaps sometimes not, but if you can make them have to do with each other, you should try and do so by all means. Ashkechan the Kra Bigmara Lamasnisin Brisa Shmir Vakamacher. Wow. Okay, that's sometimes I assume it's rare that the Mishnah that the Gemara calls a Mishnah a brisa if it's coming from elsewhere in Shas. I bet you that's the type of thing that the Bach changes all the time. But evidently the Rishonim we're comfortable with that. Zeshar Rosh Thou. That was what Rosh Hashanah and Mashkas Vatesti Ramascha Brisa Tanya B'Chulei Zelashona. Rabbeinu Meir Chuzal Teretz Shin Kamer the Masnisin Dahacha Daika Rabbi Yochanan. Since our Mishnah is implicit like Rabbi Yochanan, Karil Masnisin Brisa calls the other Mishnah a Brisa. Klomer Mishnah Chitzonis, an external Mishnah. In other words, not as authoritative. Kagam Reish Per Gimel de Shvus. Vayshon Tes Baruch Masnitz Das Masnitz Per Beis in the Dagim. It asks in the Mishnah there and a Mishnah in the second paragraph of the Dagim. The Kohen who in the Dagim Brisa in Milashon Bara. Bara means outside. Mimakom Acher, from a different place. So let's see this case of Baba Kama. That fine, hey. I'll find it. I'll tell you what it says. There's a the Gemara actually calls it whatever it is a brisa here, as it says Tanya Ra Edim. If a guy wants to concede that he was Toveach or Mocher to get out of paying the fine, and he sees Edim coming up, right? So he quickly wants to be Moda in order to get out of the fine. So he says that he can do that. So he brings a brisa. The Tanya Ra Edim. The person saw the Edim that they are imminent. So the Taisa says, Tema Daman Levi Masnisin, the Parak Bas of the Shvus. Why don't we bring that the Mishnah from the last Parak of Shvus? So evidently the Rosh says that is the Mishnah of last Parak of Shvus. The fact that it calls it a Brisa is not because it's not a Mishnah, but because it's a Mishnah Chitzonis. It's external to our discussion over here.
Yeah. Okay. There are occasional times where the Gemara says Tanya and it's quoting a Mishnah, and on the side it says Sarich Lemar Disnan.
Right, that's what I was thinking. So that probably a lot of those would be obviated by this principle. Okay, this important principle. If it holds true, that's very important. That every time that a Bryce, the Gemara can say Tanya about a Mishnah Chitzonis, a Mishnah which is extrinsic to the Sugya. Okay? Matzina ba Mishnah, Davar Zem Mutar, Eino Mutar, sorry, what am I saying? The Davar Zem Mutar, this is Mutar, but Eino Mutar Legamri. Mutar Mitzad Echad, but also Mitzad Acher. It's Mutar on one side, but also on another side. It even says Mutar. Perkvez the Kurim, Dam Sheretz, Ein Chayovim Olav. You're not chayav misa v'dam sheretz. Remember, shum dam. Avachem mishum sheretz. The dam of kivasoro. V'chein kol yotze. Okay, so the commission can say it's mutar on one account, even though it's also another account. Right. Let's see what it says here about him. Where
are you reading?
I'm trying to find where these notes are. There's an aleph and a dalet. The aleph is from. Obviously now goes to Rivitz, or Rivitz, whatever. Aleph ain't the Damokaka. That's of Kores, right? There, it's not such a good proof because ain't chayav and love doesn't mean it's mutter. It means there's no Kores because for eating dam you get Kores, but if eating a sheretz you don't get Kores, it's just a lot. Avaluma Furish b'Mishnah Perak Elu Trefos Gabe Behema Shachla Sama Maves. I get an animal which ate poison. You're allowed to eat. But you're not allowed to eat it because it's going to kill you, right? You're not allowed to eat an animal which ate poison because it's Isser, but not because of Sakara. So the fact that it says that you're allowed to eat it doesn't mean you're actually allowed to eat it.
Okay.
V'chein misparashes Mishnah Dishkalim Chatichos Mutaros Aliba the
Rav.
What?
Aliba the Rav.
Aliba the Rav. Mishnah showing Tzias of Shabbos Keperish Harosh. And the parish Adoni Avi, Hagoyan Zal B'Tshuva B'Nidoni Bama Katlanis. So I don't know about the two other examples, but Tzias of Shabbos, Parish Rosh, there are those which seem to be their mutter, but they're really just pater avalosa, such as if the if I do a hanacha without an akira, right? So an hanacha without akira is, I'm sorry, I don't know, an akira without hanacha. Akira without hanacha, so then it seems in the Mishnah that it's mutter, but it's really pater. So it's a midrabanan. So even though something could be seen to be mutter, it really can remain also. That's really basically what it's saying. Okay, this is not such a, I don't see what's so phenomenally mechudash about this.
I think it's good for the matchil, right? It's a point for the matchil to understand.
Yes, but that goes Benari changes the entire cloud. He says completely different. He says Kasheya in Down goes Benari. Kasheya Baba Mishnah Chidush Mikoach Yitur. Not mutter. It's not something which is mutter. Ein Lar V'Chulei. Can't say Gemara. V'Tevas Kra Nimchak. So the way he's learning, it's a totally different principle. It means wait, am I reading the right place?
Where are you reading? Because he's at either hay or chet. Looks like a hay.
Oh,
it's the hay and the square brackets.
It's the hay and square brackets. Oh, because I'm using the on-screen version, which is not clear. Okay, so where's hay? Matzina Mishnah Davar Mutar. Sorry, you're right. Okay. Mutar mitzad acher. Echad mitzad acher. These can be seen on Rosh Perkam Shabbos. Sub Siman Aleph. Okay, so I'd say about that case. It's Tziyos Shabbos, and your point is a very important point. I forgot about that. That really, Matchil has to know how to learn Mishnah. No, just because the Mishnah seems to indicate something as mutter, it doesn't necessarily mean it's mutter. Right. Actually, it's a very important principle. Shkoyach. Okay. Mishnah write a vav, makam o. And actually, I think you find that very often in Shas.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
Quite a lot in the Mishnah.
Right. Kamo, how do you read it?
Chalatz or asa maimar.
Chalatz or asa maimar. Okay, so it's o chalatz, it's either chalatz or asa maimar. So for o chalatz or asa maimar. Cheder hamikros nami. We didn't find in the Chumash. Ish aviv imov aviv tiro. That the vav can be in place of it's really ish imo o aviv tiro. Chen ish shin b'makam vav. Per kama de beitza. She'efer kira muchanu. She'efer kira muchanu. It's not ve'efer kira muchanu. Okay, I'm not sure why that shit is a makam vav. I think it's talking about why you're allowed to use the ashes from an oven to do kisei adam.
Right.
So she'efer kisa seems to make just as much sense as ve'efer kira. Okay, I don't know. I guess
we'd have to look at the Mishnah.
Yeah. What is above here? Pamim b'mishnah b'raisa vav makom. Oh. What's the next word?
Chalatz asa maimar.
Chalatz asa maimar. Kolosha razlo. Kolosha second places yuma. Maskal Kospos, Chuli Lashon Zeh, Einam Bedukdok. The Cholatz Asamaimer Perusho Vav Hamachaber, the Lobamakom O, Ayin Sham. So he says, not true. There it's Cholatz and Asamaimer, indeed, because the Asamaimer there is after the Cholatz. It's talking about Maimer after Chalitza, what's its status? Okay. Etc. Regardless of whether the example is good, it's a true principle. Season, the Chos was a Maimar, Nasan get Ubal. At least some of those are O's. Okay. So the principle is true, even if it's not the example is not.
Okay.
Matzina Mishnah Lashon Shav Evshtei Makamos Bein Biro Echad. Doesn't mean the same thing. Class, yeah. Come on, this is a very funny Mishnah. Shor Chere Shoyt V'Kodav Shenogach Bo Shenogach Chulei. So you learn Pashas on the Mishnah means you have an ox which is deaf, mute, or an imbecile or a minor, right? So but it doesn't mean that. So my shor shell Chere Shoyt shell Chere Shoyt V'Kodav, right? Right? But the thing is, there is another Mishnah which it seems to indicate that we're talking about an ox which is not in full possession of its faculties. So sometimes it means a shore which belongs to, and something sounds like a shore that is actually that. Long note here. That goes Ben Aryeh. These consider the feet. What does it say?
Where you're on Zion?
Yeah.
Matzina b'Mishnah, v'chulei kamo, shor, chereshot v'katan, nir b'einai d'fanenu, b'Mishnah isa shor shel choresh.
Oh, that's
chereshot v'katan, shenagach, v'im kain ein rayas misham. Mihu, mehad de makshina b'gemara, nir gam, or nun gimel, amid aleph, Amasnisan Sham my shore chereshot v'katan. Vema shore shell chereshot v'katan. Mashma lechora the lo garsinan. Amasnisan the parak dalid v'hei lamitet shore shell chereshot v'katan. Okay, pshita the hachi shore shahush chereshot v'katan. Kamar the lo tanan shell gahasim.
Okay, so
Mishnah Shebi Yerushalmi the Isa Be'emet Kain Shor Chereshot V'Katan. Amina Labi Yerushalmi Kini Masnisan Shor Shel Chereshot V'Katan. Unechazeh Kivein HaMechaber V'Kachi B'Bavli B'Braita Sham Amid Bet Tan Rabbanan Shor Chereshot V'Katan.
Okay.
Vayin Sefer Hatzavah L'Baal HaMaor B'Mida Shenis.
Okay, so in fact, there's a question about the Girsa there, but according to Yerushalmi, it's clear that it didn't say, it said Shor Cheresh Katan, but it really should say Shor Shel Cheresh Katan. Good. Urche Detano, the Frushe Zimni Mai the Solik, it's a well-known principle. Sometimes the Tana explains what immediately came before, so Zimni Mai the Pasa, and sometimes what came at the beginning of the process of the discussion. The reason why it starts sometimes one way, sometimes another way, it doesn't matter. Chotana the Tana, Kamosha wrote that Shapradami. Any Tana wants to do it, whatever way he wants, it's cool by us. And the Chiddush is that there's no in here of choose the smarter language. Now it's not smarter to go A, B, B, A, then A, B, A, B. Okay? Either way works. By time of that Nami b'mi the Tani ha'inyan b'reisho the Tani inyan. Did I read that right?
Tana Aminyan.
Aminyan?
I have Mem Nun Yud Nun
Okay, right. Hatani inyan b'reisho but the Tani aminyan. Kama isha niknes shloshah drachim. Sometimes it says ish niknes, which is the subject, and then the number. Zinatanya minya bereshos, and it says the number first. Moshe Yom Livnei Yom Kippurim. Kavasei, etc. And that's a similar concept. In other words, there is no specific preferred manner in A B A B or A B A B or A B B A. There's no specific manner in saying X A or A X when X is the number. Okay, good to know. Is anything ches here? This is what?
Orchei Datana, the Perusha Zimnum, the Chule, he cites Nadarim. I guess that's the source for this idea.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Next. Derech HaMishnah Berurah says, Tani B'Shir Tfei Michal. If it leaves something, it leaves stuff out, but you can't leave out only one thing. It's got to leave out. If it leaves out of something from the list, it's got to leave out more than one thing. Avachad lo mashayeh. If it says only one thing is left out, it's left out deliberately. It wasn't just we didn't feel like listing a complete list. There's a reason why it's not there. Ma'diktani dafka katani, and therefore if there's one left out, it's specific. Could a part of b'chol makom, like it asks all of a shas. Every place show my time shir, my shir, the high shir. What else to leave out that it left out this? But Tava, a time, and the reason is it came to the Torah Chatana, Lemiste Kulu Mile, since the Tana went to the effort of listing everything, Loya Mishayah Chad, wouldn't have left out just one thing. The Shur, the Chad Milsalam Shur, leaving one out, one thing is not considered to be leaving out. So if you make, the Tana is not required to make a full list, but you can't leave out just one thing, because that's too misleading. So if there's Tana of Shir, there must be something else that she was Mishayah besides that thing itself. Okay, should we do one more or we'll stop here?
No, I didn't quite follow the last thing. It's Tana B'Shir. The Gemara is going to say he left out A and B, or it's going to, because like I just got through learning the Sugi, which I don't remember the details, but it was like Tana B'Shir, my Shir, X. No, he can't have left out X because of this reason, that reason, other thing. So my Shir, Y. Well, my Shir, Z. But it seems to me that it was just one thing. They just figure out what the one thing was.
Can't be. It's not possible.
So he's saying no. There's always more than one.
Yes.
All right. So then I'm not remembering the sugya very well.
Well, you have homework.
If I remember, it's towards the end of Sukkah. Okay.
Urchei Tana. Knock operation milsa the pshita. Normally you say the simple thing first. Father Masila milsa rabus, then says a bigger chiddush. So for lo zu bilvad, not only this, el abzu, which is usually called lo zu abzu. But lifamim tana yivcha. Sometimes says the opposite. Milsa the rabus operation, the chiddush comes first. But the most people are milsa the pshita, then answering which is obvious. So this is called zu bein tzarich lamar zu. This, and it goes without saying that. Okay, Mashomer lozu abzu. Why do we have the first manner, right? Not only this, but even this. Just say it. Jump to the bigger chiddush. Why starting with the lower chiddush, right? Rabbi Rabbi first heard the first way he expressed it. The Kosovo, and he wrote it down. And they heard from a different Tana, a bigger chiddush. V'nir Rabbeinu. And he liked that chiddush. Kasvo koloshen hatanahu, and he wrote according to that loshen. Alpi shlosha tana rishon eno tzorich. Now the first language, the first tana is not necessary. Superfluous. The rest of the salkim kama. The Mishnah. So you didn't want to move from the Mishnah. Hey zu ve'en tzorich lomar zu. Shom rishon and loshen rishon. First he heard the first language. Ksavo, write it down. Shema loshen sheni. Ksavo, and he wrote it down. Alpa pi she'eno tzorich. Now, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi wanted to include as many shitos of Tanoim, which was significant, as he could collect, and therefore as he collected and gathered, and therefore he included. So both of these are legitimate ways of a Mishnah being structured. Zu vein tzarich lamar zu and lo zu absu.
Okay.
Okay. Mitzina Mishnah shelaberes b'davar echad ve'ein bo lo isav lo heter. Okay. Mishnah talk about something which is something which not asar or mutter. Peragil the chumas dag. Dag.
Tame
shekavsham dag tor. Vein bo lo isav lo heter. Really? There's nothing mutter doesn't discuss that either. Chematzina b'brat, it says the brayso perakama the ksubas. Chusha shita shenifsak berovo. Rubo. Majority of the spine is cut. Divi Rabbi vein bo lo treifa v'lo kshera. Really? Why would he say such a thing then? That's weird. There's a long note here for Dagos Benarie.
Okay.
What's next?
Nira be'enai.
Nira be'enai?
Ukafi harash.
Perish Rasha. Well, P. What?
Nun Aleph.
Nusachacher. B'chol.
Gerev.
Gerev. Vav. Ayin Sham and choose Rash in Aidav. Simon Reish Pei. Ayin Sham Zev. Choose the three. I know Brichs of the carbon what? Carbon Aaron. Parsha Shmini Perg. Gimel Ostes. Mashkasa Uchashakasa. B'chein. It says Bryce Uhui. The Pasha Dagger Berisho. Chut Asher Josh Nipsak Berubo. Kai al Masnisa Travis, the time of Nipsak Achut. Come out the Shura Berubo. Right, that's obvious. Yeah, the Shira of Nipsak Achut is Berubo. Rabbi Akpala come out feeling naked. He says, even a hole is problem. Kain Bemilas Berubo, Mefura Shadin. The Kal Oven. So he's not going for that.
I didn't quite understand what he was saying.
Let's compare it to the Trumos. Let's see what it says there.
Parakia de Trumos.
Yeah, it's very weird. Trumos Parakia Mishnah Ches. Dag Shtame Shekvasho im Dag Tohar. Period. Then Kol Gereb Shumachzik Sosayim.
Kol Gereb Shehuma.
Machzik Sosayim. It's a Gereb is like not like a sock. It's a jug, right?
Okay.
And then it goes on to say, Im Yesh Bo Mishka Asora Zuz Biyuda Shem Chamesh Shloim B'Kolil. And it doesn't really explain what that's about either. It says, and then goes as a dog. The first one I say it's talking about this Mishnah is talking about when a dog tummy is batel and 1 in 960th, but I guess the Gerson and Bryce's Mishnah is confusing, and it says dog tummy shekvashim dog tohar. So what he's saying is like this. I think what he's saying is dog tummy shekvashim dog tohar is a heading for the Mishnah, right? A dog tummy shekvashim dog tohar, and that's the title. And then it goes on to say Kol Gorov, etc., etc. So you have sometimes in the Mishnah a heading, which is the topic of the Mishnah, and without saying mutter usher, and then it goes on to describe what the halach is about it. Okay. Which I guess is quite rare. Okay. Orche the Tana Lamin Corporation, my das midrasha, Vater I say my beheaded bekra. Let's go with the drasha first. The time of Shum, the high the asa midrasha chabilate fei. Makdimo. We always like that thing which comes to drasha. which has involvement of Chachamim in it, is always considered to be something which is more precious to the Tana, and therefore he's always going to mention it first.
Okay.
He says, it brings down in Gos Benai, Urchatana Klim, the Drasha Chaviv Yibgoni Yibam stop base. So always may start with something which is a drasha, even though you really should start with the pasuk. The same pasuk is starkly more seems to be prior, because you need a pasuk before you darshan it. Nevertheless, the drasha is always more chaviv. Okay. You want to stop here?
Yeah, I think we can stop here.
Okay, so you want to learn tomorrow?
No, I don't think that's going to work tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So speak to you Sunday.
Okay. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.